From what I've read, and let me just read the report out that Waj, if I said it
Who?
wrong, Wojnarowski? Adrian? We should just call him Adrian. Yeah, Adrian.
Adrian. Yeah, just say it and then do it in the Sylvester Stallone voice.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be perfect. But so basically, the report from Waj is that the King's guard Aaron Fox fractured the very tip of his left index finger in Game 4, but there's still a hope he will try and play Game 5. Fox would need to play with a protective covering on the finger. He will be listed as doubtful. So it's kind of weird. It's like, okay, I broke this down in three things. He broke the very tip, which makes it seem a little more minor than actually. I mean, I don't know what the tip of your index finger
Well, think about
consists
it
of.
this way.
Yeah,
Just the tip. That's all you need to know. That's not the
yeah,
real thing. Come on.
yeah. And then secondly, well, of course, it's his left index finger, so that's important. He's left-handed. And then it says he will need to play with a protective covering on the finger. Like, what are we talking here? Like, are we talking like what do they call it? Like a splint? Is that what
Yeah.
little finger splints? Like,
Well,
he can't
remember
play with that, can he?
we were talking about, well, he could play with it. I don't think he'd be able to shoot with it.
Yeah, which would
Um,
be
he started 3 of 5 from three, and then like I think he finished 1 of 6.
hmm
Like, you think that affected his shooting? Probably,
Oh,
right?
of course. I mean, because he had such a big first half, and I'm like, man, he really fell off.
Does
Um,
it say? Does it say when it happened?
Not that I see. Let me look up a little more. Let me do a little digging. I didn't see when it happened. All I've seen is during Game 4.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't even thought that Fox had gotten hurt really from that drop off that happened in the third quarter. I just thought, in the same way that the Kings have often done to people, you just give a different look to a guy. I don't think like Draymond Green shut him down, but you just give him a different look by using Green on him to start that third quarter and really throughout the second half. And I just thought that was kind of like the reason why he didn't have a big third quarter, because he had a pretty big fourth quarter. Um,
yeah, well, okay. A little digging, and this isn't anything like concrete, but it says this guy tweeted Anthony Slater. He
mhm.
has almost 200,000 followers. He works for the Athletic and covers the Warriors. So, I mean, he's credible. He says this appears to be the play that De'Aaron Fox fractured his left finger during. It looked like it says 4:35 left in the fourth, and on a floater after the whistle. So basically, whistle got blown. Fox is like, all right, I'm just gonna go hit the layup, and Looney kind of like tries to block it, but it looks like Looney clips his finger. And then Anthony Slater also says this is the first time you see him clutch at his hand. So if
Mm.
this was actually the play, it wasn't until deep into the fourth, which I guess wouldn't excuse his third quarter.
But you said 4:35 in the fourth?
Yes.
Oh my god.
What?
The video plays and the sound just comes on so loud. Is it on the shot or the foul? Which one?
Well, I don't think from the play. I don't.
Oh wait, never mind. I clicked on the wrong one.
I was gonna say he just goes up for a layup after the whistle, and Looney is not gonna let him just make a layup. So he just it wasn't like malicious or anything. He just swatted
Yeah,
at it.
but that kind of looks like, if just off of watching it once, it kind of looks like maybe that had already been bothering him.
That's fair. That's true. I don't
Because
know.
the play that I watched where I clicked the wrong one, just there, he kind of like, you could see him kind of like, like, if you were looking for it, you could kind of notice that maybe he's not necessarily nursing it, but he kind of like put it up to his side. That, like, now that I was looking for an injury on his left side, like maybe that had something to do with it. So I don't know. Maybe it happened then, or I guess I'd say it's still kind of up in the air, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any definitive moment when it happened. Maybe something will come out later, and we'll can.
But I don't doubt Slater that that's maybe the first time it's visible, though.
So yeah, and then in the last part I was kind of talking about with like analyzing that tweet by Waj is that he will be listed as doubtful, almost like they have to list him as doubtful. I don't know how the injury report works. I mean, I don't know if I know you have to list people as certain things, but is it because he has a fracture that they have to list him as doubtful, or are the Kings doing it? I don't know. It just the wording is weird. Like he will be listed as doubtful instead of like he's doubtful to play. It just
Hmm.
maybe it's just the language it's written in. I don't know if it means anything like else. Like it has a hidden meaning. Like yeah, they're gonna have to list him as doubtful, but because he's not going to practice today or something or tomorrow. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying about that?
Yeah, I don't know
I
because
know football might it has like they're like, well, if he doesn't play today, then he has to be listed as questionable. You know, I don't know how it works in basketball.
I don't know because when Sabonis hurt his thumb, he was questionable, which is doubtful's a
It's a
that's
step down. It's like
yeah,
worse.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like that kind of ends up being irrelevant because it just feels like he's gonna play. But the issue that we kind of glazed over a little bit was that splint or protection or whatever on the tip of his finger.
The protection on the
Um,
tip.
yeah, yeah, on the of his finger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, uh, and I guess it would be like some kind of plastic splint or something because we were talking about that again with Sabonis's thumb. It just seems like it would be some kind of plastic splint with some tape, but that would make jump shooting very difficult.
Like impossible at that point.
Yeah,
Even I mean, even layups would be difficult with anything around your index finger. If we're talking pinky or maybe even ring finger, like different. But I mean, the middle finger. That's I mean, it's a lot. That's like it's the second most important finger than the thumb, right? I mean,
yeah.
you do your spin with it, you do your release with it. It's the usually the last or second to last finger to touch the ball, especially in a jump shot or on a layup.
Hmm.
Um, it kind of gives that the ball its direction. So I don't know. Like I'm very like it's weird. The very tip. Like I just want to know like where do they like the very tip to me is like a centimeter on your finger, right? Like your nail almost, like less than your nail, like your nail bed. Um, I don't know. It's kind of confusing to me. And how do you break that?
The thing about the hand, I just looked up like an anatomy chart of like a hand, and the hand seems a lot less complex than the foot because the foot has all sorts of different bones.
Yeah.
But the hand just kind of seems like it's simple. It's almost just like every knuckle you have, it's just a different. I don't know. Now I'm looking at this for. I'm not a. I've never gone to medical school, but it seems like you get more complicated in the wrist area. It seems like the fingers are pretty straightforward. You have like kind of the very tip of it, and then kind of like yeah, I don't know. Like it just seems like where every knuckle is. Maybe halfway at the very top though, there's kind of like a break. Maybe at the fingernail, like you were saying. So that could be more considerable than that sounds actually, because that could actually be like an eighth of the finger right there. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
But again, what the hell do I know? But that's just my cursory assessment.
but I was kind of thinking about like scenarios of how the Kings can handle this. One, he plays on Tuesday or sorry Wednesday, and that's that. He plays like, and we'll figure out. We'll see how he plays, but he'll play. Second, where he doesn't play, and you not play him, and you kind of just hope that they don't like we're at home. Warriors are terrible on the road. Do you try to get lucky with him not being there? But it's like then at that point, it's like, well, if they lose, I mean, you kind of assume he would play game six, but it's like how like is it really going to heal that much in like 4 days?
Yeah, it's
Um,
not going to get any better. If it's any kind of break in the bone or it takes several weeks to at least get a little better. I feel like a week. I mean, like if he had a week before, like if this was before another series or something, and he had like close to a week, that'd be great. But I don't even think that would make that much of a difference. But like, let alone a few days.
I don't know. It's just interesting. I think he'll play. I don't see Fox just start sitting out these games, especially in his first playoff trip and in such a critical game at 2-2 at home too, where it's like, okay, let's take advantage of this. But it is a major blow because it's definitely a setback for him with it being on his dominant hand. I just have to wonder just how much it's going to affect his jump shooting and honestly just his play in general, like passing and layups and everything. So, I mean, it definitely won't help, but
Yeah, he played on a foot bruise for like a month. I think he'll play.
yeah,
Um, I know that's a completely different injury, but